No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. We're back. Stupid Young.
What's the deal, man? Rat Games, Bruce Lee, back again.
How you feeling?
Good, man. Feeling good.
Yeah.
Yep, got my boy right here, AB Blue, my artist out my section.
Hell yeah. How's life?
Good, man. Gaining a little weight, you know what I'm saying?
A little bit. I think that's probably good for you, right?
Yeah, raising my kids, same shit. Getting back on the music shit.
Oh yeah? What, you took a little break?
Took a break, yep, like a year break.
Why? What prompted that?
Just life, man. Life be lifing, you know?
Man, I almost said that on the podcast right before this, and I was like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Life be lifing.
Life be lifing, for real.
Who is the first person that said that?
I don't know, but that shit got a ring to it.
Yeah, there's something about that.
Yeah.
Wait, so what, just too much shit going on? Does it ever get just tiring of continuing to do the music thing?
Sometimes it's like living like three different lives. You know, you got your hood, if you still active. Yep. I got my kids, the rapper shit, trying to be an entrepreneur, all type of shit.
What,
So,
you got anything going on entrepreneurial outside of music?
I was looking into Turo. I was trying to invest in Turo. I was trying to buy some cars.
These days, yeah.
Yeah, but the catch is everyone think you buy a fucking expensive, fancy car, throw it on Turo, and then it's gonna get rented out. Nah, it's the economy cars.
Really?
You know? Yeah, the basic cars.
So what, you buy a Honda Accord and you rent that out?
Buy like a Camry or Corolla or some shit. Yeah, rent it out.
Really?
Yep, $50 a day, $60 a day, shit like that. Just trying to test it out, you know.
Interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. But you left Long Beach a while back, or are you still around?
Yeah. I'm in Calabasas still.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Property taxes high as though.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Super high.
That's about as far as Long Beach as we can imagine from a Southern California perspective.
For sure.
Damn, that's crazy. Let's go back into a little bit though, because like, all right, do you remember how we even got into the conversation about doing that vlog back in the day? 2017.
He was in that vlog. He was young though.
I remember his face kind of. Yeah.
His ranking went up though. So.
Sure, but
because I don't remember how we started that conversation.
Oh yeah, I kind of do. You was like, I want to do something different. I want to go to. I want to do a different type of interview. I want to go to your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
which is crazy because like at the time I hadn't done anything like that. Even in 2017, 2018, I was still kind of like new to doing like LA street content in general too, because like we really started with mostly like SoundCloud shit, and it kind of took a little while.
Oh, you deep in it now?
I'm a little too deep now. Yeah,
you deep. Yeah. You got Opps and all type of shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The Asian curse, we got your back, Adam.
No, that's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, but now I'm like super concerned about where I'm going and how I'm moving, etc. But back then I wasn't thinking about shit. It was just like pull up on me. All right, cool. I'm coming to Long Beach.
Right. Yeah. No, that shit viral, bro. That shit helped my career. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people were like, damn, you still with Adam, man. You caught that case with the will. I'm like, man, I got a good lawyer. I beat the case. That should help my career, even though it had the little bump in the road, you know?
Yeah, we should probably
crack down on that one.
Yeah, for real. They raided the hood. Like, oh yeah, he was there for that.
It was all down. I'm like,
yeah, but to be fair, like now, when I would like go to somebody's neighbor and shoot a video, if they were to pull out a gun, I wouldn't think twice about it. The same way I didn't think twice about it back then either.
Right.
It was just like, oh, like shit. I was kind of surprised that you had this big ass gun in a fucking random ass garage that.
It wasn't a gun though. Allegedly,
it was like it was like missing like one part, right?
Yeah, allegedly it was a BB gun. Yeah, it was just missing the little the CO2 part.
Right. Wait, so where were you at in the vlog? Because that was one of my main memories from it, is that you had that alleyway and there was mad young ass kids, like 16-year-old kids who were like,
he was one of them.
Yeah. So you were one of those kids.
He was like, one of them too, but he went to prison and lost weight and shit.
Right, and we're getting all kinds of hate for pouring up lean in front of these kids and shit.
For sure.
Well, we got to show them.
I was the one that got the fucking bottle for y'all in that corner store.
That's crazy because that was like, I mean, I felt like probably a shitload of people found out about you from that, and for me too. Like that was the biggest video we had ever done at that time. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
There was 13 million views. That's just
something insane like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it was weirdly meaningful to me too because I had just lived in that fucking area for so long without really having any fucking clue,
like knowledge of it, right?
Yeah, because it was just BMX stuff for me back then, and I didn't have any idea. I remember like just driving down the street one day and just seeing a sign and being like, "Holy, we live in Cambodia town? What the fuck?" I had no idea.
That's how Long Beach is, though. You know, beautiful city. Just once you hit certain corners,
yeah.
You know,
how often you head back there?
Often, like very often. I just brought Polo G to the hood.
Really?
Yeah.
You did a video with him?
Yeah, I just brought him to the hood.
How did that come about?
Just hit him. My engineer got plaques with him and shit.
Oh,
my main engineer that made like a lot of my biggest shit. He engineers Polo G, and he got like billboard plaques with him and shit like that. He lined it up, you know. So we brought him to the block. We had all the members out.
Yeah.
It was just it was crazy.
He was fucking with it?
Yeah, 2 Tesla Cyber trucks. Everyone's wearing all black.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that shit was viral.
That is
They
dope.
didn't drop yet though. We finna drop it.
Wow, that's gonna be a crazy ass thing to see though. Did Polo G feel comfortable? He
Nah,
seemed
he was good. It was some bullshit going on. It was a a little drama and shit. A couple people fighting and shit. But
for real.
yeah, I told him, man, I apologize. I don't think you've seen Asians like this, especially from Chicago. He like, nah, man, it's cool. He like, I don't look at y'all as Asian. Y'all niggas.
That's funny because we almost saw a fight during that shit too. I don't remember exactly what happened.
Oh yeah, with my boy KO.
KO,
KO.
yeah.
He got this black dude with no shirt on or something who was kind of like
in our hood. Yeah.
Yep.
He was walking up on somebody about to get it cracking, and I was a little worried.
On my boy,
yeah, damn, so many memories of that. The Henny lady wouldn't have known about that without y'all.
Yeah. Oh, she didn't like that. She didn't like that.
Oh, because she got. Well, I think we blurred her face, right?
She
Nah,
said
I did good at that.
She no, but she said Truk and them, her kids. She told me that they're like, hey, can you blur her face with you? They're like, she started booming, like boom. Everyone's looking for her type shit. Yeah, like a lot of shit was booming. Even that t-shirt store.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, you get free clothes here for life now.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, because like people started shopping there. The restaurant, all type of shit.
Yeah.
Even Mando, I think that's why Mando went gold. It helped go gold.
Oh, for real?
Because that vlog.
I think that's why I wanted to do that video though, was because Mando was really fucking big, and I was like, damn, if this dude's got Mozzie coming to the block and shit, then it made me feel like you were official.
Right. No, for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn. Yeah. So that was a wild introduction, but okay. So you feel like, all right, because now that I'm kind of like doing rapper things. I feel like I understand how stressful and difficult it might be to be a rapper because it takes so much fucking time to record, find the songs you actually like, shoot the videos, get all that bullshit done.
Especially the new younger generation too, like with all the shit going on and all the TikTok and all the exposure and shit.
Right.
It's like the pressure is like hard. Like, I be having a hard time getting him in the studio.
Really?
He want to be in the hood all day right here.
Because like even if you record the song and shoot the video, it's like your work isn't done because you still got to try to find a way to make this shit crack off on some short form TikTok type content.
And then now you got TikTok to battle with. I came from the era when Mando took off. There was no TikTok and shit like that.
Right.
So it's kind of like you got to adjust.
And sometimes TikTok can help your shit grow, but then at the same time, I feel like you're right.
Kill it.
Like even me, if we do a song and I put my whole verse on Twitter, I'm kind of like, shit. Well, it might go more viral on Twitter, but also that's like a lot of people who are not going to go watch the video on YouTube because I just put the whole verse on Twitter. So I'm still kind of trying to figure out what the better mentality is.
I'm still with the old school way. I just YouTube, the stream, the DSPs and shit. I'm not too big on TikTok and shit like that,
Yeah.
But everyone telling me, oh, you need to be more active on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like TikTok is not made for music promoting.
Right.
It's like doing other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like other shit.
Well, we might be in luck because I don't 100% know if this is true, but I just saw this on Instagram on Remo's account. TikTok will be banned in the United States starting January 19th.
That's crazy though.
That's kind of good though. You know what I'm saying?
That's nuts.
That's a good thing, bro.
It makes songs going crazy on there though.
Like me, I'm not a TikTok hater, but I'm kind of like from the old school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The homie, he younger than me. I'm from the MySpace era, Instagram era type shit.
Like I'm not a hater on TikTok, but it also like I've gone through periods where I look at it, but for the most part, I'm rocking with Instagram and I'm Twitter.
That's exactly. I fuck with Twitter a lot.
Like
bro.
I don't go to TikTok because everything it just feels like Instagram's the same shit. Twitter, I'm gonna see people posting TikToks if they're going viral. It just doesn't really occur to me.
You're gonna see it regardless.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you're on TikTok, you can find out about stuff earlier. But
my girl be on that motherfucker learning. She'll make some shit. Like, damn, where you learn this from? TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok University.
Or you know what I hear
it's like a good and a bad thing.
People would be like, "Oh, we got to find somewhere to go get lunch. I'm gonna look at TikTok," and I'm like, "What? What about Yelp? What about Apple Maps?
I love Yelp.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I look at Postmates before I look at anything. Wait, what made you look at him as the one who had the potential to actually be a rapper?
I look at all the homies, bro. If it's a homie right now from our section, and they got no smut on their name, and they be like, oh, I could rap. So I put them in the studio. I done put a gang of different homies in the studio, but it was like certain homies that stood out. It's him and another dude, but the other homie, he in the prison right now.
Free Rado.
Okay.
Free Rado, yeah. But then they all did $1 million on their own type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like doing numbers by themselves.
Right.
So that's what like caught my attention too. Like, damn, they got potential. Why not help them?
Hell yeah.
If I made out the hood shit, bring them too.
No, that's dope.
Each one teach one.
I mean, 7 years later, does it feel like the world understands your culture a lot better than they did back when we first did that video?
Yeah. It's like we gave birth to 1 million Asian rappers now. A lot in the hood, Asian rappers in the hood and the South, everywhere. Like it's crazy. Everywhere. Like we was the pioneers though for sure.
Right. No, yeah. I mean that is true because it feels like the street music scene, the drill scene, whatever you might want to call it, has like opened up so much over the years that it's
common
like
now.
Yeah, a lot more people have the confidence to try to put themselves out there and shit.
Right. Yep.
Damn, that's interesting. Okay, so from your perspective though, like how'd you get into the rapping shit?
Shit, I just had hit camp and I started rapping in there, and then I had to call him. And I told him I wanted to get into that shit. He just said, "Make sure you hard," and I was just like, "Bro, all right, I'm gonna show you when I come out."
Yeah, no, because I'm on with all the homies. We
gonna
honest,
be blunt
bro.
though. He ain't gonna lie to
We're
me,
not
though.
all the homies in the studio like, yeah, bro. No, we straight up like
No yes mans.
And that's how I started rapping juvenile camp. They got a program in there and shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, a juvenile hall program.
That program's still going. So
yeah, still going to this day.
Yeah,
I was like a pioneer from that shit too.
Because that's got to be tough to have like a homie who really, really wants to rap, and you're looking at him like.
Adam, you got to look at it. You got to look at it from our perspective. It was harder. Look at our eyes. We Asian. Like this shit is like it's 2 times harder. Hispanic is on fire right now. Super on fire. And I could show you. I could sit down with you and show you all these Asian rappers. Talented as you don't see like a bunch of stupid young MB Nail or like mini me's type shit. You know? That's hard. It's just the Asian scene, we're just not known yet. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, I just realized you with MB now and you with Mozzie.
Yeah.
And you just put out the EBK flow.
Hey, I'm gonna clear the air right now. That EBK flow don't got nothing. It don't got nothing to do. It don't got nothing to do with the Stockton.
The meaning of it.
Yeah, it's and it's a dude from Long Beach. S Money, shout out S Money. He dropped a song called EBK Flow, and I just kind of remixed it.
I didn't even know that. I gotta check out the original then.
You know who I rock with in Stockton.
Right.
Bands, free bands.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, okay. So when's the last time you saw Mozzie?
Probably like 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
He came to our studio.
How's that?
He just laid down a verse for me. We always in connection.
So Stockton politics doesn't matter down here from your perspective.
So it goes like it's kind of like weird, bro. It's kind of like weird. It's kind of like an alliance. But our alliance,
you're grandfathered into being cool with both of them. You're grandfathered in.
Look, bro.
Holy shit.
Our alliance been formed. So we've been with Mozzie. We've been with MB Nail. And then MB Nail brought the Fly Boys bands, and then we've been locked in. But then now you got EBK linking with Bounce Back Mig, and then they'll link with I don't know who, Lavish D and all these other people.
Right.
And Lavish D linked with Top Rank. Motherfuckers, it's like a whole alliance, bro.
Yeah.
Like some weird shit. But we do it first, though. That's what I'm saying.
But I seen that shit happen with like the Bay and Stockton and Sac and shit. And then from my perspective, it's kind of like, as time goes by, that same divide might kind of creep on down to LA as well in terms of like who you could be cool with.
It do creep down. But we've been locked in with them dudes. Everybody know that. I'm pretty sure the EBK dudes know that too. They know. I done spoke to a couple of them, slid in my DMs and shit. But it is what it is. We rock with who we rock with.
It's deeper than that rap shit, though.
It's deeper than the rap shit too, because you gotta understand. We got a chapter. Our hood, Asian boys, we got a chapter in Stockton.
Right.
And some of those dudes, I don't want to say who, but is affiliated with MB and Fly Boys and all that.
Right.
It's like,
Is there a part of you that wants to just be like, listen, this is LA, Long Beach, whatever.
No.
We've been doing this. We are not taking sides, and whatever the y'all got going on.
Nah, never.
That shouldn't even be a question.
Because, if you beef for one city, Asian boys, you beef for everybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I done been in juvenile hall where it's kind of like, we don't beef with y'all. We beef with your homies in San Gabriel Valley. I'll be like, I still need that. You know.
Off the back.
Off the back, like 4 extras.
Yo, that's the new slogan, man.
Yeah, and he was just in the county with him right there.
Oh, for real?
I said, he like that? He like that?
Yeah, I heard anybody say the 4 extras is capping. Nah, yeah.
Off the back.
Off the back is huge.
Shout out 4 extras,
He gets mad at me every time I say off the cack. Sounds a little too zesty, I guess. Probably shouldn't play around with that. So, okay, you mentioned it, but recently we did the TRG interview, and they were had a few words. They were displaying a chain that had allegedly been taken from somebody
I
on
don't
your
want to
side.
say too much about it, Adam, but that's on my kids' heartbeat. That's on my son and my daughter. They never took that chain from
Was it
any of
them?
us.
Had nothing to do with it.
I'm gonna keep it real. It was another group that got it, but the way they got it is like some sucker shit too, and that's on my kids. I'm not capping on here or nothing. They pepper sprayed the homie. They pepper sprayed the homie. The homie trying to fight them or woo. Long story short, and they confiscated the chain.
Holy shit!
And then the top ranked dudes, like I said, they're building alliances. They're looking for other dudes that don't like us. Like, hey, y'all want to join us?
And that's how they found.
Yeah, and that's how they got the chain. Them dudes never scratched us, laid a finger on us.
Was there a time, rewinding the clock, in which like all the Cambodians in Long Beach were cool?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, our hood branched off their hood.
Okay.
Yeah, well, during my dad generation and shit.
Right.
I heard it was over a girl or some shit like that, but it is what it is. You know, I'm happy where I'm at on this side.
Right.
We doing good. So.
But okay, did you feel like that was a relevant interview for us to be doing in the first place, or did you feel like that was kind of?
I ain't gonna lie, you want me to keep it all the way at 126?
Because they're doing all right numbers and shit.
They're doing okay numbers, but you know, I felt like you know the way you was interviewing them, you was just like, you know who I'm rocking with, and the way Lush was interviewing him was like, yeah, bro, these guys are the biggest Asian shit. Let's compare numbers. Come on, bro. The homie by himself, one video, bro, not even featured me on, and it's on top of that, it's not even on my channel. One video top they shit, and he's by himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lush is very enthusiastic.
I was hoping Lush was there. I was like, motherfucker, don't switch shit, don't jump ships now.
Yeah.
But I know he's just doing his job. He ain't met me yet and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He haven't met the real deal.
He did another interview with them like 6 months earlier, a year earlier. So I guess he felt like he was already clicked up. Yeah.
Locked in.
Yeah. Damn. But okay, so shit, like when they're displaying that chain and shit though, like did that piss you off, like looking at the comments and sort of realizing that a lot of people were taking this at face value?
See, like us, the thing about my section, like the Asian Crips, we're not on the media like that. Like we do shit behind closed doors and we just don't display it. You know what I'm saying? Like we been had one of their chains that we actually got from them and we just don't display it.
Because that's what you're showing in that EBK video, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That little ass shit.
Yeah, that little ass chain.
Where did that come from?
Came from one of the dudes that was sitting right there on your couch.
For sure. We ain't gonna say.
Yeah, I don't want to say no names, you know, but that's on my kid's heartbeat.
You know better.
That it came from him.
Oh shit, that's
crazy.
crazy.
And you know what's crazy? That some of his homies act like they don't know what happened.
It never happened.
Because you know why? Old boy didn't probably tell them.
They didn't.
He probably didn't tell them. He just kept it to himself.
Oh shit.
But we don't display shit like that. The only reason why we flossing that shit in the video because they want to play that little game. So we play that little game too.
Wow.
So we play it worse.
Damn. You feel like are the cops on this type of shit? Is there like a real reason for you to be?
We ain't really putting shit out there like that though. Like,
yeah, the cops is like,
really
man,
going down.
Motherfuckers too slick.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, the Long Beach Asians
we make
like
it hard for them.
Yeah, like we not on the front street with it. We're not on the media with it. Like like the whole fucking industry and rap game is.
Yeah.
Like even if we confiscate something from you or we did something, we're not gonna be like, hey, we're not on live, none of that shit. It's strictly within our hood because we laughing behind closed doors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The difference was it became from.
They're kind of like that.
Us.
Yeah, they're kind of like that too, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying with the business. I'm saying like discreet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because they never did nothing to it like that. So really. They got nothing to like.
But you're saying that in general, compared to a lot of rappers, it seems like there's a culture of not being a total.
Bro, I know you see it, Adam. I see this shit on your fucking podcast. I know you see that shit. Yeah. Like where dudes is just
burnt out.
Well, I mean, it's mind blowing. It's something like the Dirk thing,
and then they blame you. That's the cool part.
Oh yeah, that's
crazy. They be like, I know you get a lot of that shit. I know it.
Even right now, it feels like people are blaming us for Dirk getting caught up. When it's like, damn, bro,
I'm
you heard
Brick
these
Baby
songs
and all this shit. Like, nigga, listen to this, listen to that. We're discreet. Us, we're in a way like when we say something or do something, it's if you know, you know. That's it.
Yeah.
and we gonna keep it like that. That's
Yeah, if you're a rapper, you got to keep certain shit close to your chest.
We
But
was just our hood is just structured. We was raised different.
I think I think a lot of
you get a beat down for some burnt ass shit.
I think LA rappers look at the Chicago rappers and they see the Chicago rappers blowing up off basically putting out all their dirt.
Yeah, so they do it too.
So they're like, we got to hop on this too.
Oh yeah, I'm smoking wooty woo in the wood. Like, bro, that's burnt, bro.
That's not Southern California.
That's not my neighborhood. Yeah, for sure.
Sure. Definitely. Wait, but so if you get locked up, do you got to be cool with all the other Cambodians? Are you guys all on the same page all of a sudden?
In the county.
Not
in the county. We could run fakes, but in the pen, yeah. Believe it or not, yeah. I done talked to like dudes from the other side. They weren't from Long Beach, but also you don't got to be buddy with them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could just fucking ride crack off. We gonna have each other back. That's it.
Right.
But you don't got to be all best friends with them and shit.
But is there a part of that makes you feel like shit? Like maybe I should work towards making this less of a thing on the streets?
A lot of people always come at me with that. Like, they're like, you got the influence, you got the power of the Asian rap shit, and you could make a difference. You could do this and that. Nah, you're talking to the wrong one. Because I done lost like close homies, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that neighborhood I took you to,
right? I
done lost like boys.
Yeah,
that I know for a fact. Because you hear that corny saying, "Oh, he would have want you to do this. He would have want you to do better." Nah. Oh no, he don't.
We know exactly what he wants. We know exactly what he wants.
Tornadoes.
Well, but that's everybody assuming that once you die,
California.
That if you like people picture you die, you're up in heaven, and you no longer have any of the same instincts you would have had on the street. Which maybe I don't really know.
No, my favorite saying, right?
What?
Because we done been through too much funerals. The homie we just had a funeral like. It wasn't for no Opps shit, but we just had a funeral like 3 days on Friday, and I done lost a lot of people. And the old saying I always hear is, and I always tell them shut up, because the saying I always hear is, "Oh, he's in a better place." How the Did you go? You went to that place and you came back?
Shit.
How we didn't go to hell or some shit? You know what I'm saying? Because they be like, you ever thought about that? Like when someone passed, they be like, "Oh, he's in a better place." Like, how the you know that? Like,
that's a terrible saying.
You feel me?
I mean, it's even worse from my perspective because I'm an atheist. So I think when you die, it's just nothing.
Right. Straight to the flow.
So I mean, to me, being alive is the sole gift because everything else is better. I assume when you die, it's nothing.
Yeah, he can't get no pussy. Like, how it's a better place?
Yeah, that's why
I hate that saying, bro.
If I knew I had a week to live, I'd be living it up. Like, that's like, because I assume that it's all over after this. Yeah. And I know that I'm not going to be able to take it with me when I die. It's not like I'm going to be sitting around remembering all the bitches.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm in a better place. Like,
damn. But do you see, like, any kind of future for that sort of thing? Or you think it's just going to keep getting worse? Or are you too burnt out to imagine that?
It's always going to be up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm always going to be forever active, but I am. I love my homies. I love my hood. You gotta understand, it's my family. My dad is from here. My uncle's from here, and like same thing with him. Like we tied in. So I'm always be around, bro. I'm not saying I'm always putting in work, just that, nah. But I'm always be around, and like it's always gonna be up. Like I feel like even when my kids have kids, it's gonna be up. Like regardless, it's already too deep.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
no way.
I feel it. I wish that we could, initiate shit moving more towards peace. But okay. You tell me though, in your world, is there like generally respect for what the old heads have to say about shit, or is it more like the young dudes making the rules?
We understand what they're saying.
We understand what they're saying, but it's kind of like when they say something and then we speak our opinion, like, nah, that we ain't going with that. But even our older homies, bro, they don't be pushing for that shit like that.
Not really.
It'd be like
a really old
dude. Be like, one old nigga like
that don't understand what's going on.
You guys gotta understand, we came from Cambodia to give y'all a better future, this and that. But the young dudes is just like, look, you was out here doing the same shit you was doing when you was our age.
Right.
So it's like you can't judge.
Yeah. Right.
And then there's the dead issue. Go back to the same shit.
Definitely. Yeah, well,
I mean, do I think it's sad? Yeah, I think it's sad. Like we hurting our own people, because I mean, I can't, we're a little different than the Mexicans and the blacks. Our people came here, they escaped the war.
True.
The millions of people killed during the Cambodian refugee war. Our parents escaped to the U.S. and to give us a better life.
Parents,
And then that's why the grandparents, number one saying when someone dies or some shit, them or us, they be like, we came here to give y'all a better future, and you guys here doing the same shit.
Which is
we might as well just stay back home during the war and get killed by our own people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's already too deep. It's already a gang of bloodshed for that shit.
Definitely. Damn. Yeah. I mean, I hope
I didn't make the rules. Like, you know,
I hope it moves in a positive direction, but at the same time, your shit is your shit. You know,
it's sad. Yeah, I'm not trying to display a tough image. Like, yeah, them dudes is up. Like, nah, bro. Like, it's sad reality, but it's too late. We signed up for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it is what it is.
Definitely. What happened in that Disneyland video? Was that a result of this sort of thing?
Oh my God, he caught me off guard with that one. I'm gonna just keep it short, bro. So I was with my girl and my uncle, and they went. They want to go Disneyland for her brother, which was the big dude, her brother's kid birthday. So we went. We in line, and this is exactly what happened. And this is on my kid's heartbeat. Like, my girl is my witness, and my uncle is my witness, who was there with me in the video. I see a dude that looks real familiar. He looked like the dude from the other side, right?
Right.
And then he walked. I was in the line. We just walked in, and we went in the food line. He walked past me, and then I was like, damn. I looked at my uncle. I'm like, nah. In my head, I'm like, that look like the little roach nigga. You feel me? Yeah. So he walked past, and he had a back. And what confirmed it was he had a backpack with a Cambodian flag. So I'm like, that's him. That's him.
If you don't know him, it's probably somebody you don't get along with.
I done lost. Yeah. Like, first I was like, oh, that look like the op. And then as soon as he walked past, he looked at me too. We locked eyes, and he had a little smirk on him when he was with his girl. He walked past.
Really a square though.
Yeah. He walked past. And then what confirmed it was his backpack had a Cambodian flag on it. So then I couldn't keep my composure. It's like, if I continued my day at Disneyland and let that slide, I would have felt like a buster the rest of the day.
Okay.
Like,
Can't sleep it off,
you feel me? I didn't lose Pop-Off, Danny, Dallas for this shit for me to just, I don't give a where we at. You know what I'm saying? So then I told my girl, hey, like, that's a roach. I'm gonna go call him out. I'm gonna just call his fate out. She's like, no, it's Darlene's birthday. Like, you're gonna ruin stuff. I'm like, nah. And mind you, her brother that was in that video, he was already in there. He came 2 hours early because it's his daughter's birthday. He's in the Disneyland somewhere around already.
Okay.
And then I said, I'm gonna go call him. And I told my uncle to come with me to record so I could show. Like I said earlier, we don't display shit on the media. But what I thought was gonna happen was, I'm gonna say, go to the bathroom. He's gonna go to the bathroom. We're gonna get out. My uncle is a square. You know, like, nothing with the gang shit. He's gonna record, and I'm gonna show the homies and laugh because I'm about to beat the fuck out of him. So then when I go approach him, he turns around and sees me already. I said, what's up? I said, go to the bathroom. That's when he pulls out the phone.
Okay.
That cloud chasing shit.
Yeah, he never seen me and then put out or ran up on me. I went to go do that. And my girl know, like, oh, you know, and my uncle. You know, not no bias shit, but on my kid's heartbeat. If I lie, they die. Like, that's exactly what happened. But I forgot this op dude is a young generation.
Right.
I'm from the old school. I'm from where niggas call you out, you get down. You gonna get out and you gonna go about your day. Like in jail. If we got a way to get out in jail without catching extra time, we gonna get out the way.
Right.
But then when you do shit like he did, put out a phone and start yelling and shit, that's called PC move in jail. You do that so it catches attention. So then the staff stops it and breaks it up.
And then he puts the video out and basically uses it to paint the narrative that you were.
Exactly. And then I put my video out.
But yeah, did you see the other video?
I seen the other video of the bigger dude fighting the dude, right?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Who was filming that?
My uncle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But my uncle that's supposed to film us fighting originally. So look, he could have had a fair fade with me. And the dude looked a little athletic. He's tall, you know, taller than me. We could have had a good fade, a long fade too. Because if he's
stopping that.
Yeah, he's yelling and shit, right? The police gonna come, PC move, we only gonna fight for a minute.
Right.
So I forgot, that's why I said, Adam, I'm from the old school, it's a new generation. I forgot niggas is young, they doing weird shit. Right. He really was fanned out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck does that, bro? I never once ran up on me, I pulled a phone out, ever, bro. Like, that's just weird shit.
Wow.
And then that's how that story went down. And then look, that's on my kid's heartbeat. Again, I never called the fucking bigger dude, which is my brother-in-law, to come fucking take my battles for me or my fade for me. My girl called him, Kuya. Kuya means like older brother in Filipino. It's like, Kuya, let's get into it with some money. He comes over and said, where's he at? and then he spots him, and boom. And then I'm on probation at the time too. That's why I want to go to the bathroom. But automatically, even if I wasn't on probation, I would still want to go to the bathroom.
Right.
That's where
You
you
don't want to make no scene.
Didn't I get a Disneyland ticket? You know how much it costs?
Yeah, and a lot of security.
Come on, bro.
Pretty much like the least friendly environment for fighting that you could ever imagine is Disneyland.
Bro, I had a pass.
Mostly
I'm banned
kids.
now. I had a pass. I'm banned now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'm banned.
All because
the dude don't want
commotion.
He didn't want to go to the bathroom. We was gonna jump him, dude.
Scene making.
If you see my uncle, you be like, oh, I'm not worried about him. I even told the dude, like, my uncle, he gonna record. Come on, let's go. Like,
Right.
And then that's when I was like, oh, you want to pull your phone out? I'll pull out my phone too. Like,
yeah.
But I forgot it's a new era. We're in a new era.
Hitting the bathroom for the fade though, like I would never think of that, but that is gangster shit. But that's also something that you probably wouldn't think of if you hadn't been to jail or been to prison.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But
no,
because they do that in schools too.
No, but look, Adam.
That's true.
No, but look, Adam. You got
a long time since I was in school.
No, but look, you got to look at it like this: if a nigga call you out and he tell you to go here because it makes sense,
right?
Then go.
Yeah.
Like if you really signed up about that, he got our hood whacked on his arm, but never hurt none of us.
Wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah, he never
nothing.
He not even from Long Beach, but he run with them.
Not even from there.
Dudes. He used to be in the video. Maybe they kicked him out. I don't know after that.
Wow.
But he just got a fresh tat.
Wow.
Like I keep tabs on these dudes because I study them because this is our shit. So that's how I recognize him.
Really?
He probably thought I didn't know who he was. He got the A upside down on his arm. So I'm like, dude, if you really bought that, go to the bathroom.
So you still pay close attention to that shit even though you're in Calabasas?
Attention.
Details.
I pay close attention. I'm pretty sure. Look at 50 Cent. He's a street dude, businessman. I'm pretty sure he pay attention to people that don't like him.
Man, I pay a lot of attention to 50's moves, and he's the most petty, famous person on earth.
That's one of my favorite rappers.
I love him too, but I also a lot of times I'll be noticing like myself ready to just let a beef go, and I'll be feeling good about it. I'll be like, oh, this is good. We're moving in the right direction. Then I'll think about 50 and be like, damn, 50 would not let it go. 50 would sue the mother. Try to make him go bankrupt.
That's the type of shit I'm on.
Make fun of him on Instagram for the next couple of years.
That's
the type
of shit
whatever.
I'm on, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm on that shit.
I ran out of chase.
Damn, so you can never go back to Disneyland?
Oh man, I can't get a fucking pass. I probably could go and sneak in with a ski down.
That's a smart idea. Do they have like a Disneyland court where you could like challenge your band?
Yeah. They told me to
wait, really?
They told me to call his number and shit, but I don't want to deal with all that shit. That's too
extra.
It's kind of a iconic move. I think OGZ's banned from Disneyland for the same. Well, not for beefing with an op, but I think he was just beefing with a random employee or something. That's kind of dope, though. It's like it's a cool club to be a part of.
Shit, it must feel good not to have no ops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that feel, but
the Shoreline got ops. I've seen some music videos. Some random ass dudes dissing them over the years.
Shout out Phoenix. That's my boy. Phoenix, my boy.
Oh, for real? You don't like OGZ?
Nah, it ain't that, but he trying to stir some shit.
I'm in the dark on that one.
Trying to sneak
I just Phoenix though. Phoenix, my boy.
Phoenix a good guy. That's dope to see them back together though. Damn, see, that's really what we need. Is we need the Cambodian Shoreline Mafia. You definitely got to be at the head.
We got that. My section got a bunch of rappers that's dope as. But they just I'm rocking with my boy right now. I've been rocking
one of them
with
ones though.
Yeah, because you don't want to immediately take on 4 or 5 rappers and have to blow them all up. You got to go kind of 1 or 2 at a time.
Them dudes did numbers by themselves, when I go travel and I went to Thailand last year and I go to other places do shows and shit. They bring them up. The younger crowd with the younger rapper.
Yeah,
and that shit means a lot to me, bro. Like a lot.
Yeah, no, that's dope. Okay, well, I'm glad we got a lot of that information sorted out. But one last note, though, is that I guess that somebody from TRG said that they got $50,000 on a fight with you, and they called you an old head rapper.
See, that's weird. Yeah. No, you trying to stir shit up?
That if they're out here saying it, I don't know what you think. Would you be open to the sort of like celebrity boxing match?
I'm gonna keep it real, Adam. I don't even think they got 50 bands, bro. I'm keeping it real, Adam.
They need to speak realistically.
Dudes,
you hear me?
They all share 1 or 2 chains, bro. I don't think they got they even got that much money. And if they did, shit, we can even I wouldn't agree to it. You know why? Because that's just weird. Like, why would I meet up with my op and be like, hey, okay, let's and then shake hands
the camera
Like,
shit.
yeah,
cuz.
bro.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do more
behind the scene,
more
cuz.
than fight.
Do it behind the scene. Fuck the
You know what I'm
camera
saying?
shit.
I'm just
Fuck all that attention
keeping
shit.
it real,
Yeah,
bro.
whenever anybody goes to the
That's some
celebrity
weirdo shit,
boxing
bro.
match, it's kind of confusing to me because that just feels like that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just a way for you to
No,
avoid.
but like, okay, like celebrity boxing
not
match, it's
realistic
cool.
funk,
Like if
though.
dudes have like, yeah, it's not realistic.
That's not real.
Yeah.
Because it'll always usually be somebody who's like not really that famous,
don't.
being like, "Yeah, I'll fight you for $100,000," and I'm like, I've
yeah.
heard what people get paid for these
No,
celebrity
you
boxing
notice,
matches.
you notice though, right?
It's
Adam?
very unlikely.
It's the people with less clout that be
Typically, yeah.
that be fucking promoting it. Like, remember when a gang of dudes was trying to fight C-Mac?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like,
He had a lot of
remember?
offers, and it was,
Exactly,
it was
bro.
never anybody who was like on his level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's always lower. They want the clout. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, why would I do that with my enemy? Like, you know damn well, you know it's gonna go down in that building.
You ever tap in with Crip Mac?
I talked to him before. Yeah, he shouted me out.
Oh, nice.
He's like, shout out my favorite Asian Crip. And he said some way out shit, but it was cool. He's like, shout out to Asians. They do our nails. Bomb ass orange chicken. I'm like, this nigga burnt out.
He would say
Orange
that.
chicken.
Oh, come on.
Orange chicken is insane.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, you say something like that, it just makes me miss him. Like, damn.
I'm not even capping. He really said some shit like that.
Yeah,
I got the video too. Like if I look at my archive,
but he always would be showing love to other
no,
races.
he showed love.
I
Yeah,
remember he
showed
got
love.
out of jail at one point, and he was just talking about the Mexicans and the good Southsiders with the South Side spreads. And
Yeah.
I had never heard him talk about that, but he went in and got real passionate about that.
You miss him, Adam?
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
When I saw him
he
in
had
court,
that energy.
yeah,
He had
I
energy.
seen him in court.
That's a boy, Adam.
That
for
reminded
sure.
me, like,
yeah.
damn, that was my
Yeah.
boy. But yeah, and it's crazy though, because it's like my kid talks about him to me. My kid knows about
He's
Crip
like
Mac.
a character to your kid.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because he's the only person that she knows is in jail.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like she talks about jail, and then she immediately brings him up, and like
Yeah.
we'll kind of ask questions about it. It's just tricky.
free Crip Mac.
Yeah,
free
Cole
Crip
is
Mac.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Most
100%.
The world needs him.
Definitely.
For sure.
Okay. I saw you did a video with G-Face. Thoughts on that?
my
How'd you get connected with him?
Man.
Hey, can I get some of that water?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry. This one ain't cracked yet.
Man, I was connected with some Armenian dude that like fixed his cars and shit. He fixed my car. Long story short, he's like, man, I'll pay you for a feature. You link with my boy. He just got out. Ooh. I'm like, all right. So I linked with him, and then I linked with him, and he's just, he's just a different type of character. You know what I'm saying? You could just tell how he acts. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be a fucking rocket scientist like to see. I'm not saying like that he was a rat, but just how he just tried too hard.
You thought he was a
Do too
little
much.
off.
Just do too much. Yeah, a little off. He was always trying to get me in that fucking trucking business.
Yeah.
He took me out to eat one time, Adam. Dead homies.
Really?
He took me to eat. Yeah. You know what's crazy? He was like, I'm gonna take you to some bomb shit you probably never ate in your life. He took me to Korean barbecue. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, nigga? You know, like, bro, come on. So he took me there and he's like, I'm telling you, young, you can make $10,000 a month. All it takes is this much to sign up. Like, I'm not stupid. You can't you can't finesse a finesser. You
Right.
know, I grew up finessing and shit. And I'm like one of the only out of all the hundreds of people that didn't fucking jump on that deal with him. I
Right.
was just like, all right. I've been around him 4 or 5 times. And like, there was always people in my DM though, Adam. There was always people like, hey, that dude's a rat. He's an informant. I was just like, where I come from, the street, in my hood, is like you got to see it on black and white. Yeah, I never seen it. I don't even know his fucking real name.
Right.
I just know him as G-Face. But he brought me to his house, took me to eat, and said, oh yeah, jump in this trucking business. It just when it sounds too good to be true, it's fucking too good to be true.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm like, I never jumped in that shit.
Yeah, for sure. I knew someone, I forget who it was, but they mentioned to me just real casual, like, yeah, I think I'm about to give G-Face $20K. And I was just like, what? Like, okay. I'm kind of like assuming that everybody's going to pick up on like, this is not a great idea.
Look at him, informant.
Damn.
Ain't that deep? That's like Lil Durk situation.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, oh man.
Wait, but
he almost sold me a car too.
Wait.
A Maybach.
The OTF Jam dude or G-Face?
Jam.
Shut the fuck up. You knew him?
Huh?
You
No,
knew-
no, I don't know. I'm saying it's similar though.
Oh, okay.
Informants.
Yeah.
Informants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Damn.
come on.
Nah, it is crazy because it's like you know, when you
I
look,
only kept it strictly music with him.
Yeah,
Strictly business.
but when you look at that Dirk situation, like how easily he could have got away with all this if it wasn't for somebody telling.
Yeah, but I kind of understand because a dude that had a rep because Dirk was hyping him up in his music. He was saying jam, got out that jam,
Yeah.
gave him 50 racks. He won't ask again.
Yeah.
He caught bodies way back when they had Max again or some shit like that, right? He looking at a super street dude that came out that like super solid, probably caught some bees on him, and he gave him 50 bands, supposedly a car, house, and this and that. Who in the world would expect that dude to flip on you?
Right.
I wouldn't even think that. If I did that for a homie, he would be the last. I would think he would be the number one loyal on my lawyers homie on my list. You feel me?
At some point, though, we're gonna figure out what the feds came to OZ Jam with, and what they said. Like, hey,
someone said he caught a case.
Yeah, this is what we have on you. You need to turn into a rat. I don't know, like coming from that world and like how important your reputation is. It's just so amazing that anybody would become a rat, knowing that will absolutely destroy how people perceive you.
I got homies from my hood like that.
I guess if it's that or go get locked up for 20, 30 years, a lot of people would probably just choose to be disloyal, especially considering he was able to keep it a secret for years and years and years.
Exactly. Doing music videos with them while they're talking about rats.
Yeah.
And he's just there dancing with the wire.
Right.
That's just diabolical.
Yo, we're going to learn so much more about how all that shit happened over the next couple of years. It's going to be crazy. But, I mean, all right. Can you imagine from the perspective of Dirk? Vaughn gets killed. And a lot of people are kind of like, damn, he's so crazy for being at the top of his game and still feeling the need to go send people to get revenge. And on one hand, yes, crazy. Yeah. But it's also it's not crazy. It's almost impossible for me to imagine somebody like Dirk not investing his money in some way and making that happen.
Exactly. Because look, he lost his close dog, someone he built up.
And everybody knows he did it. Everybody's seen it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, why would he not? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because we know how these Chicago dudes deal with issues, and it's not that different from how a lot of different people who are in the streets deal with shit. But the idea that like that, it all would have stopped there. Oh, they stay in LA or they're from wherever, and that we're not gonna do something to get retaliation. I just don't see how they would have been able to do that. It just seems unlikely that Lil Durk would have done that. When you got money,
you could do a lot of shit, Adam.
Yeah.
You know that. A lot of shit. Like, when you got money, you could do a lot of shit, bro.
And we see that with him and Thug, that, like, when you have money, you feel like there's no chance of you getting caught.
Yeah, you have power. And then when you do it once, you get away with it, you think you could do it again.
Yeah. It's crazy. This is crazy.
Free Dirk, though. I'm glad I got a video with him.
The voice.
With Dirk?
Yeah.
What year?
2018.
Oh, shit. That's dope.
Before he became
The Voice.
He came to Long Beach, or where'd you meet up with him?
Atlanta. We went to Atlanta.
Oh, shit.
He was staying there and shit.
Yeah, because I interviewed him, I think, in 2018, too. And like I knew it was a dope interview, but I definitely didn't think of it as like the craziest interview. Like,
nigga cool, though. He cool.
Yeah.
Taco, he cool. That's solid.
He was cool. But like, Ak interviewed him a couple years ago, and it was like, huge. It was like, whoa, this is the biggest interview Ak's ever done. Right. 2018, I wasn't really tripping about it that hard, which kind of says a lot about how much he blew up.
Yeah. No, free him though, man. Real dude. You know, he just got caught up in some stuff.
No, yeah, free Dirk for sure. Okay. LA's kind of had like the spotlight on us over the past 6 months or whatever due to the Kendrick versus Drake beef. Have you been locked in paying attention to that, or is that not super interesting to you?
Yeah, I've been paying attention to it, but I feel like Long Beach got their own shit going on, like their own politics and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, we still LA County, but I feel like we got our own shit going on.
No, definitely.
Type shit.
But does that?
It was interesting though.
Does it create a little bit of hometown pride, even though you're talking about somebody who's not?
I know, because you know we from the West Coast, but it's kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, like, if Drake wanted to do a verse with me right now, I'd do a verse.
That's one of my other questions I have right now. Would you do a song with Drake?
Yeah, it don't got nothing to do with my politics. You know, one of his closest boys, one of his dogs, like, it was probably on his last post he was with him. Like, he's with him all the time. Nico, OVO Nico, shout out Nico. That's he Filipino.
Oh, okay.
He follow me, and like I still like message him and talk to him even after the beef.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you know, I never once told Nico though, like, hey, let me press play for Drake, play my shit to Drake. But Nico, when I dropped the EBK flow, he liked it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he threw the comment on it, whatever. But It's kind of like we out of them politics. That's the beautiful thing about my neighborhood. We don't fall under nobody category. We don't gotta check in with nobody. We got our own shit going on.
Yeah, no, definitely. But do you feel like, because it feels like there's a lot of people who jumped out the window in terms of supporting Kendrick during all this, but then we've also had a lot of people pointing out, like, hey, Kendrick ain't doing nothing for y'all.
Yeah.
Do you find that convincing in any way? Like, would you expect that if you were somebody who had been on stage at the concert and shit?
This ain't, I don't got too much to say because some of them dudes that was on stage is my homies.
Right.
But I feel like if Drake was to hit them up to do a song, they on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like who you bandwagon and shit like that.
Yeah.
But us, I can only speak for us. Like, we from a different area. Long Beach is different.
You ever hear people listening to Kendrick in Long Beach?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Not like us or other shit as well?
That as well.
Other shit too. Yeah, hell yeah. My boy Savvy Third, Free Savvy, that's one of his favorite rappers.
Oh, nice.
Kendrick,
Where's Savvy at? He's locked up?
He in jail,
yeah.
He in jail, acting stupid.
He with Rado. He with Rado.
He with Rado?
Yeah, he with Rado.
Free them, man. Free Rado and Free Savvy.
Yeah, what happened to Jabba Loke?
That dude bunk. I don't fuck with him.
Oh, you don't fuck him? I thought you used to fuck him.
About, yeah.
Hell no, I never fucked with him.
Oh, never mind.
In my whole life. That dude on paperwork. I don't fuck with him.
Okay. Didn't he get busted for robbing a jewelry store?
Yeah. I don't know. I got homies from over there too,
Oh, okay.
Hitman and other people.
Right.
Matter of fact, Hitman, the dude, he told him, but I don't want to get deep into it.
Shit,
Long Beach politics. But no, the reason why I say Jabba is because when I was coming up, when I got out of prison in 2016, I was trying to make a name. So I'm like, who the hottest mother in Long Beach? I hit up Jabba. He was popping at the time.
Right.
And then he was like, come to the studio. I go to the studio, right? Greedo was over there. Nobody know who the Greedo was.
Yeah.
Greedo was over there with his homie Gooch or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then, I introduced myself to them. And then they're like, oh, what you doing over here? I'm like, I'm about to do a song with Jabba. So Jabba tells me to write my verse. I'm writing to a beat, right? He goes in a whole different room. The whole fucking session, he's in a different room. So I had to take initiative and walk out, go to the other room and say, hey, bro, I'm done. I've been waiting. I got my girl in the car and shit like that. He said, I got to go somewhere. I'll take care of it later. Like on some Hollywood shit, bro. And I done met like big people. Now I done met like 50 Cent. I done talked to Nipsey on the phone. I done talk to a gang of big artists, A-list artists. They never treated me like that.
Really?
Like how my own fellow Long Beach native treated me.
Did he do the verse eventually?
Never.
Really?
Never.
Did you pay him?
I didn't have to pay him.
Okay. It wasn't like that?
I didn't have money. I was broke. I just got out the pen, 2016. Wow. So then, but he told me to come do a verse with him.
Right.
And then when I came, he just was in a whole different room. And then when I said, hey, I'm done, he said, I gotta go. That's some Hollywood. He was feeling himself. He Hollywood.
That's crazy. Damn. Yeah, shit. I got more than I asked for on that question. No, that's just interesting how that shit plays out.
Just keeping it real, I felt, I forgot we on the interview.
No, it's not. But okay.
I felt I'm just chopping it up with you.
There was a lot of Long Beach talk on this podcast for a while there, though, because we had DW Flame on here consistently for a little while.
That's my boy right there. Shout out Flame.
Shout out Flame. But
that's my boy.
That was a wild time, though, because there was a lot of Long Beach
Shout out P Nice. That's my dog.
Nah,
P Nice showed me love when I came home.
Okay.
He put me on the I'm from Long Beach video. Went viral, did millions of views.
Yeah.
They're my dogs right there. We locked in with that section right there.
Definitely. Was that weird though to see like so much Long Beach talk going on for a little while there?
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just like a lot of little
and being around.
Not even as being around, but the fact that it ended up kind of turning into like a DW versus Brick, like kind of arguing about who said what about.
Their neighborhoods don't get along.
Yeah,
they're not getting along.
Yeah,
so
that was an introduction to that for a lot of us.
Rock with Savvy Third, DW, P Nice section. We like this,
right?
Like we like this. Yeah.
What would you have done if you saw Big Sad shooting a video on DW's hood?
Damn, I know Sad too.
Call it in, report it.
I know Sad too. Yeah, probably. Nah, I don't got no comment on that.
No, we gonna pass on that
one too. I met him at Empire, cool dude and shit.
Yeah, fuck with Sad. Okay, so damn. So I realize as I'm doing this, there's so many of my questions kind of like go back to Lil Beast and shit. And I don't want to seem like I'm just completely focusing in on that.
I'm being honest, like I'm just being frustrated with you.
No doubt. But okay, I want to ask this. How did you actually tap in with Draco in the first place? Because you guys had a pretty epic fucking song, Lil Boosie, at one point.
Lil Boosie.
Do you remember how you met him?
Yeah, juvenile hall.
How
Niggas
long
just got
ago?
out. I mean, nigga didn't get out. Nigga went to placement. Placement is, you know, a place where your parents, if they don't really want you like that type shit. I went over there. I had 9 months in there, and then I hung out with all the blacks, which was like Bloods, Crips, and like, you know, I was the only Asian. I'm always the only fucking Asian in juvenile. And
like
was you the only Asian too?
It'd be like that.
So
sure.
like, so I was in placement
in the whole facility and shit.
And then my roommate,
there's no other
my
when it's only
roommate
one of
was
you.
a midget from Peru.
Really?
They called him Sawed Off or Half Pint, 2 names.
Wow.
Chester Anthony, I remember that motherfucker. He was a real life midget. He looked like Wee Man.
What?
But he black and he got the C whacked out.
Oh,
and I always get on him about that. He like, man, it ain't for y'all. You know, it's for the black crowd. Anyways, Draco was the baby out of our group. Out that whole group we hung out with.
Really?
And we always used to beat on the desk and rap and shit like that and write rhymes. I was rapping, the black niggas was rapping. But Draco never fucking rapped over there. That's what confused me.
Really?
And then Daryl Caldwell, that's my boy. And then I remember the first day he came, I banged him. I was like, where you from? He's like, I don't bang. I grew up around Bud Long and shit like that. And then we just got close. He was my boy. He was the baby out the group. And then he bought it was my birthday. Cause you get home passes in placement. You could go home for a weekend and come back, right? He was the flyest motherfucker in placement though. Like he was wearing True Religion and Red Monkeys back then.
Really?
Like he was like, I don't know, his mom was buying him all that clothes, but he was the flyest motherfucker in there. We're over here wearing what the placement gave us.
Yeah.
Hanes tees and shit. But he was fly. And then he went on a home pass, he came back, he bought me a green A's hat for my C-Day. He's just like, here, happy birthday, big bro. I'm like, damn. He's like, I'm about to go home. He had 6 months, I had 9. I'm like, all right, bro. I'll catch you on the streets, you know. I got his number. We never linked up. All of a sudden, 2013-ish, 14-ish, I see a rapper not blowing up, but people talking about him on Twitter. It was that cover. Was it Mr. Mosley? It was a cover where he was all purple. And then they're like, yeah, he got a new style of rapping. It's like fucking like lean rapping or I don't know what they call it. So I looked at his picture. I'm like, what the fuck? That's Daryl. I hit him up on Twitter. We start connecting. And then boom, he went to jail. Then when he came out, I went to jail. Then I came out, then he went to jail. And then boom, we just never connected, but we was always talking. And then next you know, I'm like, damn, nigga, you grew up. You on your way. You about to blow up. You feel me? And as soon as he got out that last time, he invited me to his crib, whatever. We was recording, shooting dice with Ralphie. And then it just happened naturally. You feel me?
Yeah.
He'll always keep me in his favor though, because remember you did an interview with me and I was like, you know, shouting him out and shit.
Yeah. But that was like one of my favorite videos, and that was kind of like right when he got out from that bid that we felt like he was never going to come home from at some point. And then you guys did
Boosie?
Yeah, with that song, and you
he
shot
just
it
got out that video.
Yeah, I was fresh out.
Oh, really? You shot it in like a fake restaurant type setup, right?
Yep.
And I remember watching that. Okay, when you shot that video, were you wondering why the chorus of the song was "I just did some shit to the top of Lil Boosie"? Because at the time, I'm like, that's interesting.
It made sense,
right?
Because his case, being a person that been to jail gang of times and a felon, I knew what the he was saying. But when he sent it to me, it was over. He recorded in front of me, but I was so busy shooting dice with the homie and Ralphie, taking Ralphie money. I'm just like I'll record it another time. Just send it to me. As soon as I got it in my email or my text, we left. I was playing in the car. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker hard. You feel me? So I had to write for that shit.
Right.
You know?
But I remember when I realized that was that there was actually like a thing between Boosie and Draco, was because I told Vlad, I said, Vlad, you got to ask Boosie about this hook on this Draco song.
I know he heard that song.
And I know Vlad. Yeah. Vlad is very organized. If and he also has interviewed Boosie 5 billion times. So it's like, I knew he was going to ask that question, but he never asked the question. So I knew that it was because it was like Boosie didn't want to answer the question, then I kind of figured out over time, like, Boosie was fucking with like AZ Chike and like different people that Draco didn't want anything to do with. And Draco was kind of not feeling that, which was kind of interesting.
So did Vlad ever ask him?
Vlad never asked him. So, but I think I might have seen something with Boosie over time where he ended up asking.
You still be talking to Vlad?
Oh yeah, I talk to Vlad all the time. Okay. But you ain't been on there in a few years, 5, 6 years, something like that.
Years, yeah.
You want to go back on?
Maybe it's time.
I'll hit him up for you. Yeah.
Working on this project, man. I'm just trying to milk the game. I know I got a couple years left. That's why
You feel like you only got a couple?
Yeah,
Man, I feel like you're such an icon, like in your culture and community that
Right.
you don't got to worry about all that.
Yeah, I always said when I was in prison, I was like, when I come home, I just want to be the Asian like Jay-Z, like not as rich as him, 100 million type shit, but just the status. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I want that money too, but just status. Like, you know, like when they bring up Asian rap, if it ever take off, they have to mention me.
I just feel like even when you're 55 years old, that they're gonna talk about you like you broke the game open for a lot of people who look like you.
Right.
You know, like
sure.
that's never gonna go away.
Right. It's already stamped. I manifested it low key because I was in prison thinking about that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Where you at with China Mac?
We cool.
You cool?
Yeah, he DM'd me. I don't like you know, I'm not buddy with him, but he DM'd me. He was like, "What's up, man? You ain't fucking with me no more?" Because I guess you know how dudes get when they DM you and you don't reply like right away.
Right.
They get. I know you deal with that shit all the time.
Yeah.
So he kind of dealt with that, and He kind of told me like, "You're not fucking with me no more." I'm like, "Nah, it ain't that. I got so much shit going on, bro. Like, you know, I just lost a homie and dealing with all this other shit." He's like, "All right." He's like, "Get your ass in the gym, bro." That's what he said.
The gym?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Why the gym?
Yeah. Oh, because I gained weight. You can't tell?
Oh, I guess. But I mean, I'm just surprised that he would take notice
that's all
of that.
he said. I don't know what the fuck he got going. He like OT and shit like that.
Yeah, he's a Nigeria or something.
How was your status with him? I know y'all had some,
not great for sure.
Yeah, I know y'all had some smoke.
We never had issues until he decided that he wanted to clout chase off trying to get between me and Crip Mac. Yeah. And then he's just running around trying to act tough. I don't know. He's out of the United States at this point. So
right.
It's easy to talk shit when you're in Nigeria, clout chasing off a bunch of starving kids or whatever.
Right.
You know. But okay. So the other one I really want to ask you about is Swifty Blue. At one point, you guys got into it. He said he would beat your ass and said you got no squabbles.
Because of Goofy.
You ever seen his training video?
I've seen a little bit of that, yeah.
Oh my god, that's the last dude. See, I don't even want to waste my breath on him. I'm tired of his ass.
Oh really?
You gotta let the children talk,
that dude is like so soft. And behind closed doors, he be like trying to peace treaty.
Really?
Yeah, I got like proof or receipts, text messages.
Yeah.
He be like, "Tell Stupid Young, you know." Matter of fact, I ran into him in the studio.
Bro. Like, man,
when was that?
We wasn't trying
This
to
was
say
like
none of that,
a
but
couple years ago. Yeah. See, I'm gonna just tell you, fucking Adam.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get this content going.
Get it clear.
But I ran into him in the studio. He came with his boy. I was doing a song with a Florence dude, and then my engineer, and they didn't know that we beefed because our beefs is unknown, me and Swifty. But it goes deeper, you know, bloodshed. Anyways, he walks in with his homie. I'm with 8 homies. And I'm over here recording, having a good time. I turn around, I said, "Oh, okay." I put on my sweater and so I said, it's that time, you know. One of my homies wanted to do him bad, and I'm just like, "Nah, dude, look at all this music people here, there's cameras here and shit like that." Like, nah. But anyways, he was like, "Look, Young, I know our hood's got some some beef from the past, but like let's make some money together. Let's put that shit together. How the fuck I'm gonna make money with you? If I do a song with you, that shit ain't gonna go nowhere." But I didn't say that, but in my head I was thinking that. And then he tried to shake my hand. He tried to shake my hand. I said, "Nigga, I don't fuck with your kind." And when I said your kind, I don't mean Mexican, just his hood, specifically. And then, he be on the internet popping it, but that dude, he the most weeniest dude in LA, one of them. For real.
One of the top ones.
I'll beat the brakes off, cuz. And on top of that, like, he just dropped a diss and all the Mexican rappers.
Oh, for real? Yeah, he's
he
had a
ain't
bunch
gonna
of them.
handle that smoke.
Yeah.
You better go worry about that before you worry about the Cambodia towns.
Shit. Yeah, like I kind of got a window into like what got Swifty Blue into the position he's in now, because I always been cool with him. I always treated him with respect. And then he had a video clip come out where, he basically was at a gas station and this young Edgar punked him out and basically like was talking all this shit to him, and then Swifty got in his car and drove away. And then like the next day, Swifty allegedly, we don't know if this is exactly how it went down, but he allegedly went to the kid's high school looking for him. And so then that The clip comes out of him getting arrested at the high school. Now,
oh shit, that's recently.
Oh yeah. Now,
I've seen that.
You know, like how it is on a podcast. Like you're reacting to what's in the news.
Yeah,
that's all that was in the news was this story, and it sounded burnt out as. Like
he got mad at you.
That's a hilarious concept to be like 30 years old and going to a high school to fight someone.
Yeah,
now,
weirdo.
He says that's not true and that's not actually how it went down. And he lives over there. And like I don't know. Like you live over there where you were just walking by the school. I don't know. It sounds kind of crazy.
He going to school when they get out. He's just walking by.
But either way, like he got so mad at us talking about that story. Like when all he had to do was say, "Yo, Adam, I'm gonna come on the show or I'm gonna call into the show and just let me say my piece about how that's not what happened."
A pussy.
But instead, he has to jump off the deep end, and now he's doing podcasts with Comparator talking about me and all this crazy shit.
He's trying to take it there.
But I now understand how he falls out with everybody because it's a situation where you've been fucking with me for like 5-6 years. You didn't have to make it like that, but he did, and now it's like. I mean, I'm not gonna hold the grudge because it ain't that personal. So if he wants to be cool again, I'll, like whatever. I don't. But now I understand why. Like when I was thinking about making, him a host on No Jumper, and he's basically like people really telling me like, Adam,
you gotta get me on here.
Yeah, people telling me like, Adam, don't like he's not trustworthy.
You gonna get a lot of shit.
Now I'm like, okay,
you don't get me over here.
And you don't want to you don't want to play with the wrong Mexican.
Yeah,
you know, because it's like if you with the wrong Mexican,
nigga sweet, man.
All the other Mexicans are really not gonna with you.
Yeah,
so.
bro, he done did some people where I know he ain't gonna stand on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got slapped by the homie King Lil G.
Oh, for real?
You know, from what I heard.
Yeah. No,
I want to slap him too. I can't wait.
At one point, somebody told me like,
it's automatic.
They're
that
like,
nigga, man, let's stop talking about it.
If you really make him a No Jumper host, then there's certain people who are going to treat you like you're exactly the same as him. Like it's that bad with Swift.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that is a level that I'm not really trying to get to.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't want to give shit up with him.
So what? You want to be a podcaster? What's going on?
No, I want to be a podcaster. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like me and you do good numbers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. Yeah. We got to bring in the Asian audience too. More. I feel like we got to reach out to that audience as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you resent being called Asian as opposed to Cambodian? It feels like Asian is such an oversimplification if you know how many different types of Asian people are all over the world.
Yeah, no, I'm from Asian boys. Yeah, for sure. I'm not from Cambodia boys.
Right. Is that a thing?
Get offended. Huh?
Is there a Cambodia boys as well?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Definitely.
Let's talk about some other shit, Adam.
Yeah, well,
let's talk about some music shit.
What about Mr. Criminal saying you stole the song? That's music. Mr. Criminal saying you stole the song.
Come on.
Honestly, that's the last one I got on here. I'm gonna close the phone. Look, I'm done with my message question.
He had that up the sleeve.
Man, you know what's crazy? I seen someone's gang of people sent me that in my DM. They said Mr. Criminal said you stole Mando.
Yeah. Oh, that song.
That shit is crazy.
Right.
I never heard one till this day. I had never. Hey, this shit hilarious, bro. I never heard one Mr. Criminal song in my life, bro.
Me neither.
I never bumped that shit, bro. Like ever. Like who the f is gonna turn him on?
Right.
Like you feel me? So for him to say that, I felt like he was just clout chasing.
The only song I heard from him is Torta.
Huh?
You got a song
I ain't
about
even heard. Bro,
eating tortas
I don't know nothing about Mr. Criminal. I just know how he look. He's skinny, bald head with glasses. That's it.
Right.
I don't know anything about him. So for him to say I stole Mando, are you serious? Then people sent me the link and I was reading the comments and shit like that. A couple comments. People are like, how the f you say he stole? Because he tried to put his song there, my song. Like that's just way too different shit, bro.
Really?
Yeah. That's just out.
All I know is that a year or two ago, it seemed like everybody f with him, and now everybody makes it clear they
who
don't.
the f is everybody? Even the Mexicans in my city don't f with
Mexican people that I know, like LA Icon and these types of dudes, they seem like they thought he was cool a year or two ago,
all
and
right,
now
listen to
they don't f with him at all.
Before I listen to that nigga. With the Criminal, bro, that nigga.
Yeah, I think his position in the game has changed a little bit over the last couple of years. He might be a man of God now.
Hopefully, he need that.
Yeah,
sure. John Matthews, 316.
Yeah. Oh, Stone Cold, Austin 316.
Steve Austin. No, but man, the only reason why I'm talking my shit on here is because these dudes talk they shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pop my shit.
No, that's good.
It is what it is.
It's good. What like your next project? What direction you feel like you're going with it? What's gonna change it up?
Just like leveling up, bro. Just enhancing the sound.
Mastering the craft.
Yeah, mastering the craft, you know, helping my young homie and shit. You know. I want him to speak too because
Sure.
You know, tell them who you is and shit.
Yeah, you already know, AB Blue.
Yeah,
Oh, bro, we taking over. For sure.
it's my young nigga right here.
We loading up though. It takes some time though. That's it.
Definitely.
Yeah, check him out though, Adam.
For sure.
Yeah.
What has he taught you about, you know, the music game in particular?
One thing is patience. Like he always remind me of that. It don't come automatically.
Yeah, for real.
People get lucky with that.
Yeah, hell
It
yeah.
does.
It's gonna take some time
for
because, like, you know, it ain't gonna happen overnight success
don't.
unless you fucking Justin Bieber or something. But
Okay, but is it tempting to jump out the window and do a bunch of crazy viral shit because you know that'll get more attention for you, even though it might fuck up your legitimacy in the long run?
That's not my character.
Yeah, no.
Like,
yeah, he don't get out like that. Like he's real humble, mellow, young dude. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with people like that because that's my character. Before we put you like on officials, I want to know your character and shit like that. You know, and like how you are because we want assets. We don't want no liabilities. You know, because there's a lot of dudes from the hood too that got talent but like liability. What if I invest in you and then boom, next you know you're in the fucking in prison?
Yeah,
type shit.
I feel like the universe has saved me a lot of money many times because I'll be thinking about signing somebody and then they'll get booked for a crazy ass case and I'll be like, okay,
I dodged the bullet.
I'm glad that I didn't go for that one. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Shit. So, what do we gotta look forward to? What's the next shit that's coming?
I'm working on an album right now called "Welcome to Cambodia Town." I got my boy on it, Polo G, D Baby, Rado, and yeah, it's gonna drop. I don't know when. Probably like January. I'm aiming for January. We got Rolling Loud, Thailand, November coming out.
You're going.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm on the lineup.
Wow.
Same day as Wheezy, you know.
That's crazy.
Lil Wayne is a goat to me, so it's gonna be cool.
Rolling Loud Thailand. I can't even imagine what that's gonna be like.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit for sure.
Stay tuned to that.
Yeah,
definitely.
Sure.
I just seen Lil Pump out there. He got tricked by some ladyboys.
Oh, yeah.
Not like really tricked, but like he seen them and like thought they were girls, and then he figured it out. Yeah.
Yeah, nah. We know we got people out there, you know, from our heads, so we
to help you
They know
weather
better.
that shit. Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
No, I went to Bangkok when I was 19, and for sure I got tricked visually many times. Like I'll be just looking at something, and then like 30 seconds later,
Hey, why
be
you
like,
don't come
"Oh,
out,
fuck,
Adam? Why won't you come to Rolling Loud, Thailand? You know all the big, you know they got big shit going on
Okay,
over there.
that's not the worst idea because from my experience, like the best content I ever got at a festival is when I went to London, and it was like there weren't that many American rappers backstage and shit, but I got like Juice WRLD, Young Thug, not Polo G, but
Oh, I think I seen that.
Trippie Redd.
You got Future and shit.
I was around Future. Future didn't seem like he was super interested in meeting me at that time.
Yeah.
But you know, I got a ton of crazy content basically because it's in another country. There's not that much media and shit.
Right.
Thailand.
Right.
I mean, really, there's not going to be a lot of media to do. So maybe that is a smart idea. Although
They're gentrifying the fuck out of that shit though. They got a cookie store over there.
oh really?
Like, that's just becoming, you know, like one of the biggest tourist places.
Because I've always been told that if things aren't going that good for you in America, you could always just go to a different nation and figure some shit out.
That's basketball.
Well, okay, right, yeah,
Basketball.
for sure. But all right, my dad had a friend when I was a kid, and so he's like 50. His wife leaves him, or they're divorced, whatever. His job, like, it made sense for him to move to China. All of a sudden, he got hella hoes in China, and I'm like, I'm a kid, like I'm like 10, like not really understanding, and I'm like, oh shit, this dude, like he's a passport bro before passport bros was a thing, and I'm just realizing like, oh, this dude ain't shit in America. But he moves out to China. He got some money. He's kind of tall. Boom. He's in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure. I don't know. I think they like white boys out there, Thailand and shit.
Shit, yeah. I think they like whoever got some bread.
Oh.
Man, I would never trust a Thai fucking prostitute out there, man. They're slippery as I've been around that type of woman out there before, and I'm just like realize because I was young as I'm like 19 around these like Thai prostitutes, and just realizing like, oh, y'all are way grimier than any bitch I ever dealt with in my whole life.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fig ain't got nothing on them.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if you hit up Fig, you'll probably find similar types of chicks. But all right, anything else you want to shout out? Anything we need to know about?
Nah, just free Rado. My boy AB Blue over here. Official the label. The album coming out. Polo G on there, D Baby. Rado, AB Blue. Let's go.
Right. For sure, man. Hey, send me a beat. We're gonna do a song together. I'm really down. Come on.
I might have an open for you, bro.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Shit. All right. I like it.
Going.
Stupid Young. Appreciate you. The whole officials. A officials or can I just say it like A officials? I gotta say it like that, right?
AB Blue.
You know?
AB Blue. In the middle.
Why you got upside down gun on the chain?
Huh?
For the L.
That's our logo. Yeah.
Okay.
You see this though right here?
You got an extent. Oh shit. See? All right.
The other side can't do that. They too broke.
I'm gonna just act like I don't know about that. What that means. Okay.
For sure. Let's go.
Appreciate you guys. No Jumper. Coolest podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. Bow.